Hi, everyone. Wait a few minutes, get some people in here. I gotta cut the sound off. Here we go. You don't practice for a couple of days, it shows. You can hear it. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for coming in. I'm going to wait a few more minutes, get some folks in here. All right, there we go. So I wanted to talk about comparative, comparison, comparing. So let's just get into it. If you look at the idea of objectification or separation, let's look at that idea. I'm a God, I create a point of view that's not God. That God only knows itself as the beneficiary of coveting beliefs through humanity, the culture, everything you were understood that makes you a personality today. So you got that, right? So in that idea, we are taught to compare. Now, relax about the outside. You're going to have to become mature enough to handle the outside coming at you. That's not the work. The work is this bringer of pain and pleasure, the mind of beliefs. Okay? People are just reflections and we objectify them and we don't like them. We love them. We're angry with them. We covet them. We need them. We discard them. That's all an external idea, and that's a way to relate to reality as an experience. It's not finite. It's only true to you, and it's incomparable to any other reality. But we want to look at ascension. We want to look at enlightenment. We want to look at the work that we do, that we choose to enlighten ourselves. The byproduct of that is enlightening humanity by allowing them to see and have the courage to choose the internal self over all things, this incomparable, indestructible I am that is that is its own uniqueness. Well, the fuck do we have to be the same? Creator was a creator. All he got was creator. Himself. That's it. Herself, whatever the fuck you want to call it. That's it. That's it. Without this, without you being unique, being yourself, there is no expansion of this. Don't jump on board. Don't try to be comparative. Don't fight yourself against another. Humble, swallow, energy. I don't like why I'm feeling. I don't like that I compare myself. I don't like I put myself on a stage with everyone else. I don't like that. Good. Then accept that you don't like that. Accept that's your belief. Surrender to that. And stop comparing. Stop comparing. But they taught us. I get that. How did they teach us? Schools. Fashion. Economic positioning. Everything is a comparison. It eats you up. It drains you because you're putting so much goddamn energy into it. Are you observing your algorithms? Are you observing your thought process every single now, watching how much your mind is putting you in a position in comparison to all the realities of the now? Where you stand, positioning. That's not something to get rid of. That's not something to avoid. That's something to integrate, to understand, and become that comparative experience. This is a master's journey of becoming what you are. Why else would we come here? To save a species that's not in peril? To ascend a planet that's not in need? to ascend another species up and what are you doing? What? No, 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 no. We came here for our expansion of this singularity because that's the only way it can work. Your bubble, floating around. You think any other bubble has the same point of view? We can agree to do stuff. But who's agreeing? This bubble is. Only this bubble. This one. Yours. Your truth doesn't go any farther than that. It doesn't get shared. It gets offered. Everyone is subjective. Everything is subjective. Everything is yours. That you say it is. You assign it. You put it on there. And that's your world. That's your world and that's it. It doesn't go any farther than that. So when you're looking at reality, when you're looking at this big gestalt of all these ideas and what's going on out there, that is your mind selling you stories. And what they're doing. And what needs to be done and what has to be and what's going to happen. And you have to serve a purpose on this planet. You have to make things better. That's your pride. That's your purpose. There is no fucking need in God. We are whole beings. There's no absence of self. There's no lack. There's no loss. There's no less than. There is only the whole of one and all. Think about it up here, folks. Use your intuition. Use your internal intelligence. Tell yourself the truth and be afraid to choose the truth because you're going to be afraid to lose your identity. Yes, no kidding. The structure of ego, the structure of ideas that I'm going to be this and I'm going to be that and I'm going to do this and this is what's happening. That's what happened and they're not this and I'm this and they're not that and I'm that. You know what that gets you? It gets you the same thing. That's what it gets you. Not the same details. Not the same details. Not the same details. It gives you the same relationship. That's what you have to pay attention to. Not the comparative details. This reality is not like that reality. If it's the same relationship, it is. Why do you think that reality is showing up? It's giving you a new version of an old scene. That's it. You have to change your relationship to your reality, your now. That attraction is a neutral idea, chock full of energy of what it is offering. You get to assign it. So if you want to be purpose, then sell yourself the story that you're making a difference. Making a difference in what? Unconditional love? Sell yourself the story that you count, that you matter in comparison. When the only one is you. You're the only one. One and all, from one point of view. That one point of view makes up an infinite number of points of views. That's why you are incomparable. You cannot be matched to another you. Don't make yourself known to be compared with. I'm doing this and you're not. This is my purpose. This is my reason. Creation is unreasonable. You think we take action to do something to have an outcome? Or do we create an experience to do something to give ourselves the experience of having an outcome? And we need time and we need measurement to do that. Memory, measurement, time. That will give us a comparative between 2 points of now. And we fill it in with our perception, which gives us that now experience. But what is that in all of it? What is it? It's another now. Gone. Now, 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 now. Momentum equals. Keep going. You take one moment, add it to the next, add it to the next, add it to the next, and then you have momentum. And we are going forever. Only you tell you you're this. Only you tell you you're doing that. Oh, it might have been offered in the reflection of reality through channels or through ideas of signs. Isn't that you assigning that truth? How can you put yourself against creation when you are literally creation? Yes, I know. My internet's back up. I lost the internet earlier. You're letting me know it's back up. Yes. I'm on. Do the brutal work. Do the brutal work. Find the emptiness and fill it with your own existence. Don't keep filling it with the idea of your identity. Comparison is an emotion. That's how you're filling it. You're feeling it with an emotion. Comparison is a way to be received and fulfilled in emotion. You get that comparison, you validate the comparison, you have an emotion. The emotion goes in and soothes the emptiness. Sometimes you're less than, that doesn't feel good, but it doesn't matter because you're still feeling emotionally filled. Just because it's negative doesn't mean it's good or bad. Because it's not good or bad, it's identity. It's the hungry lion feeding itself. Do the work. You're incomparable. You don't have a purpose. You're selling yourself your own story because you're the only one in your universe. Go back. You don't like what I have to say? Go back and listen to Bashar. Go back and listen to Ramtha. Go back and listen to Jane Roberts. Go back to Seth Material. Go back and listen to Abraham. They all say the same thing. But let's compare that. We can do that. We can do all these ideas and then talk ourselves. Or we can make a choice because we cannot fail. I can own my truth without comparison. You're brave enough to do that. How do I know? Because you're watching me. My shit's not for the faint of heart. I know that, not in comparison, because I live it. Everything goes away. Everything that you value, that you hold dear to you, a nostalgic identity, what's left? I am. And then you got to get to know yourself through daily ideas. Right here, being honest with yourself, looking at the passions of life as opposed to the purposes. A passion doesn't have a defined idea. It's a relationship and a noun. You can be passionate making a peanut butter and butter sandwich, and you can be passionate about vegging out in front of a TV. Binge watching Game of Thrones in preparation for the new one coming out. Why is that not passion? Because it's not productive, maybe. In comparative eyes, yeah, look at that. Don't let that take you away. Stay steady in the now. We are ascending a species. Only one way. Each individual ascends itself. Become alive in you. Become enlightened in your reality. Look how your mind is putting you and telling you how to perform, how to move, how to react, how to be. You got to look at that. You got to look at that hard and let that internal, not up here. Don't let this battle win. Don't let this mind do that. Don't let it do that. You just allow your emotional mind to run rampant. And when those emotions come up, don't react to them. Don't fix them. Just accept them and let them pass through you. You might need to yell a little bit. Might need to motherfuck it a little bit. But what you don't want to do is become it. And the idea of identity. You become it in the idea of transcendence. You allow your anger, your frustration, you're upset at yourself because you've been fooled for all these years. Nobody's fooled. Only your mind tells you you've been a fool. You've been an experiencer of polarity. There's no consequences. There's no cause. It's one moment leading to the next moment, and that's it. Each one is unique. Look at the simplicity of creation. We want to make it this big magical field of something. because we're so empty and so low that we got to have something outside of us greater than us. So what do? We created a God. Lots of gods. We created lots of reasons for things to happen. And then we have emotional relationships and we feel that emptiness in its idea of recycling and cycling out again. And then you're happy and then you're sad and then you're happy and you're sad. And what do you do when you're having an experience of your little bubble? My little bubble floating through the etherics. And that's all I'm getting is what I'm experiencing now. Your mind is telling you your story, you're better. Your mind is telling you a story, you're worse. Your mind is telling you that, and your mind is a belief system that was birthed and coveted and enforced with the idea of your will, which is the will of God. You're a creator. Your will, put your energy into that, and it becomes a reality. How quickly that manifests. But no, we're all obsessed with the manifestations of things. Things. Let's have things. Let's have money. Let's make this better. Let's do this as a reason because we're trying to become something better than what we are. Who the fuck said you were a piece of shit? Your church? You sinner? You fucking sinner because some guy ate an apple? Really? That's why you feel empty? You have to serve? Is that it? Is that what your mind is telling you? Because there is no enforcer of your truth save you. That's your journey. That's your thing. You cannot be less than when you are all that is. You can't. The more I do this work, the farther I go into this idea and realize the absolute beauty and the depth of egoic idea, identity. The more monumental I realize the work to be. How valuable it is for this self to become forged in the absolute fire of ascension through separation. It's fucking awesome that we get to do this. The brilliance of it to create a reality, actually create an earth with co-creators of humanity and have that entire experience all from a viewpoint of forgetful separation, birthing ourselves into comparison, birthing ourselves into less and more than, taking a person and putting them up on a pedestal and loving them and admiring them. And then the next idea, if they fail you, you put them down here and then you judge them and condemn them. And what is that doing? Is it doing it to them? No, no, it's doing it to you. You're the experiencer of your truth, nobody else. Are you paying attention to how you feel? Are you paying attention to the energy that you're putting into? Are you continuing your identities? Are you making little laughs about it, little jokes about it? Or are you ready to get nasty and become a goddamn maturing idea creator? Growing into yourself. On this planet, age has nothing to do with maturity. That's a fucking cell. It's a scam. It's a relationship with your own intelligence. Go get it. It's inside. Know this. If you choose to compare yourself, okay, you get your comparative reality. That's good, because that's your choice. That's how you create your reality. I saw my comparisons, thousands of them all the time. The way I walked, the way I talked, the way I dressed, the way I cleaned, the way I cooked, the way I would do anything. This mind was selling me memory. And I'm like, Auntie M, it's a twister. I can't fucking take it. It's nuts. I can't do it. Yes, I can. By just being in the acceptance. And now my mind doesn't have the ability to compare because it has no interest in it. Why? Because it knows it. The intelligence of myself understands comparison so well that I have no interest to compare any longer. And remember, comparison is only what you say it is. When someone else says it's comparison, that's their truth. Be okay being your truth. Close this. Hello, everyone. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Karina. Hello, Aaron. Hello, Mary. Hello, Gaia. Sophie. Hi, everyone. All right. I want you to take this and I want you to look at it. I have so much stuff to teach, and I'm going to put it out there. And it's valuable. Why? Because it comes from the inside. It doesn't come from the regurgitation of humanity. That's easy to spot. That's a cycle. Nothing wrong with that. That's a choice. I'm not interested in being human. I was very good at it. And I understand it now. Now I'm very interested in ascending humanity. Remembering I am, discovering myself, becoming a new idea of myself. Every moment, going on the edge, living beyond it, not running to the reversions of your idea past that give you that blanket of security. No, I will not do that. I'm not interested in stagnation. I'm not interested in security. Taking a chance to realize law of attraction does work. Taking a chance to realize that there is no failure, that I am incomparable, and my truth is mine and mine alone. And no matter how much I get bombarded by the reflections of reality, those are just offerings to put myself into a cycle if I choose. And one day there will be none of that, because I will have vibrated out of that reality. That can't come to me anymore, because even if it did in the old vibrational frequencies, I'll never be able to see it like that, because the reality is mine and I own it. I own my truth. Know this. Know these things. Do your work. Ascend this species by ascending yourself. Take down the shit that says this is the truth, that this is the truth, that you look at that and go, no, and say, that's not my truth. You accept that. You don't reject it. You accept it. You surrender to that. That emotion, you let it run through you. Do you get that? Right? The workshop is still on for September 24th. The link is below. Go to my website and tell you all the details. It's called September Workshop. I have a couple more things planned coming up as well. I'll keep you posted on that. Don't do it for anyone else except you. Go to the mirror and ask yourself, do you deserve to know? Or are you going to wait for death? It's up to you, and no one cares. Because you can't fail. No matter what anyone says, anybody, me, any authority, that any idea, doesn't matter. No one can tell you your truth. You want to deserve it? Accept it. Find out what it is. Find out what it is to be unconditional every moment. Find out what it is to live without emotion. Find out what it is, but not absent of emotion. We still have motion. We still have love. We still have joy. We still have a state of relationship. You still feel, but you don't feel to the confinement of that you show up and want, need every day as an addiction. Cycling yourself. All of you are better than that because you've awoken. You woke up. Do something with it. Become an enlightener, a light bearer. You don't tell people what the fuck they're doing wrong. You don't take your diarrhea of the mind and you spill it all over everyone saying, no, that's not true. This is that. That's that. Stop. Be humble to yourself. Speak in the moment, the authentic. It's not in the idea of the memory. It just bursts out of you and it offers light of change. for a species that's very interested as a co-created collective in ascending for the experience. But it cannot be done without one. That's you. Do it for you. You deserve it. You deserve to feel the way I feel. Yes, you do. We all get it back. I know that. That's your fail-safe, isn't it? It's our safety net. Death. We all cry at death. We mourn loss. I get it. I cry too. I mourn it. But they went home. They went back to the whole of themselves. How fucking phenomenal is that? Death is our safety net. But we get to do something in between, don't we? We get to choose. We get to choose ourselves. This inside self that's lost and afraid and doesn't have the right education or doesn't have the right degrees to be doing this work, but it is got one thing. It's got all that fucking is. It's got the eons and eons of intelligence within it. The millennium, forever of intelligence accessed by you. Not through this intentional mind looking for the ideas of comparative humanity to solve. It's the wisdom behind things. It's the back door to everything. Do the work. You deserve it. So with me, workshop. You want to get together and talk about something? Want to have a session? Email me. Talk about it. Donation button down there. You want like my work? Donate. And in the meantime, go fucking rock your reality. Go find out what the hell you are. Not some pomp and circumstance puppet being projected by the ideas of the belief system that stand a standard and tide is a good measure. The fuck is that? That ain't you. You're an unconditional God creator. Find out what you have. Find out what you are. You deserve it. All right, everyone. I love you. Go do the work.